And we are live, and welcome to week 4. We've almost completed a month of the Worldpackers Live series. We have been all around the world. We have done chats with hosts. We've done chats with people who are in quarantine. We have done educational material. And today we are carrying on with the Masterclass series. It's the first of a whole series. I am very, very excited to introduce my good friend, Carolina. She is in charge of the Worldpackers social media. So she is very, very skilled in what she does. Carolina, hello and welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to help you guys become Instagram pros. And yeah, I'm really excited to go on with this.
Perfect. So as I said, this is the first of a series. So we'll touch on several aspects, and then in the coming weeks, we'll do a super deep dive. So by the end of it, you will be Instagram masters. So to begin with, Instagram, I believe that everybody knows what it is and how to use it. But so it's been around for so long, and so many people are on it. I don't know, it's billions of people maybe?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, no one has 1 billion followers yet, but I definitely believe there's around 1 billion people on the platform though.
Okay, so at the end of this series, the challenge is to have 1 billion followers. I like it, ambitious. But with so many people on, is Instagram oversaturated? Is it still worth trying to grow a following on there?
Yeah, so I definitely think there is some truth in the statement that Instagram is a little bit oversaturated today, just because there's so many people using the platform, and a lot of people are posting the same thing because they see one person is having success doing a certain thing. So people just tend to kind of hop onto the bandwagon and just copy them. But I truly believe that Instagram, as well as with every other social media platform, that if you have a valuable, unique, and authentic message, that there's always going to be room for your voice on that platform, because people go on social media mainly to be inspired, to see how people are living their lives in different parts of the world. So I think that if you're portraying something different than the rest, I think you're not going to have a problem gaining a following and finding an audience and people that truly can connect with what you do and what you're showing to the world.
Okay, so before we get into those 5, I just wanted to clarify that none of these 5 are to buy followers. That is the worst idea you could ever possibly do.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if I want to grow my Instagram account organically, what are the top tips?
All right, so as you mentioned, we're briefly going to touch on 5 of my top tips to grow your Instagram following organically. So no purchasing followers, no purchasing likes. And in the rest of this series, we're going to delve into each of these points a little bit more in depth. But right now, we're just going to briefly touch on all of them so you guys have a brief insight, basically, on them. So the first one being is quality content. Instagram is a platform of visuals, photos, videos. So you need to make sure that what you're putting out there is beautiful and attractive. So even if it's just taking a basic course in photography or buying a few presets to make editing your photos a little bit easier, that can go such a long way. We're going to have an entire video dedicated solely to how to improve your photography, so do not miss out on that one. But Instagram also, it's really important to plan your feed out. So everybody has an Instagram feed, and when somebody goes on your page, the first thing they're seeing is that Instagram feed, those first few pictures that are shown. So following some kind of color scheme definitely really will help you just to kind of captivate people and retain the audience that just happens to fall on your page. Yeah.
So when you say quality content, does that also include the caption as well?
Yes, of course. Yeah, for sure. I think the caption is definitely something that is forgotten about sometimes on Instagram, but lately I think we've been seeing a trend of longer, more educational or more informative captions, and a lot of those accounts have been seeing huge success because it's a way to relate to your followers and give a little bit more substance to accompany your pictures. So that brings me to the second point. Perfect segue right there is to engage. Instagram is social media. The point of social media is to be social. So I see so many people who get comments on their pictures and they just tap that heart button and just leave it like that. No, what you want to do, you want to reply to every single comment, and you want to not just reply by saying, "Oh, thank you," or with some emoji. You want to reply in a way that you're igniting a conversation. So if, for example, if Adam were to comment on one of my pictures, I want to reply in a way that I invite Adam to reply back to my comment. And so that we start a little mini conversation in the comments, because the Instagram algorithm picks up on that and they see, hey, look, there's a lot of people engaging on this post or engaging on this page. This page is a conversation starter. They have a huge community that's coming to the comment section to talk. So we're going to push this post, because at the end of the day, Instagram wants people to be on their page, on their app as much as possible. That also goes into using the different features on Instagram to also engage with your audience. So Instagram stories are huge. You have the option to do polls and to do question and answers. Take advantage of that. Connect with your audience. Talk to them. People are following you because they want to feel like they're part of a community, and they'll love that if you engage with them. Also, a huge part of that is don't just be the receiver, be the giver. Show love to other similar Instagram profiles, creators, business accounts, whatever it may be. Connect with like-minded people, and that's another amazing way to leverage other people's growth to help you grow your own Instagram. Because all of a sudden, if you find, let's say you're an adventure photographer, and you make internet friends with another adventure photographer, and you guys are constantly sharing each other's posts, commenting, liking, that's huge. And Instagram also is going to see that you're engaging with a lot of other pages, and they'll see you as a very valuable member of their platform.
Okay, so you'll be rewarded not just for posting amazing material, but actually going out and creating these mini communities. Maybe.
Exactly. It's social media. It's meant to be social.
Okay. And that is the same with stories, with feed, with Instagram TV. Maybe I've never used that.
Yeah, exactly. So with all of that, whenever someone comments on one of your IGTVs, you want to comment back to them. With stories, you want to be engaging in other people's stories, participating in their polls and their Q&As. Because at the end of the day, Instagram, what they want to see, no matter what change they make in their algorithm is always going to serve one purpose, and that is to get people staying on the app as long as possible. So in order for people to stay on the app as long as possible, how can you do that? By having them engage with your account, by having them take that extra 2 minutes to write that comment back to you or to watch your story. It's super important. I think it's something that's very overlooked, and especially a lot once you start to get bigger and grow your following, you see a lot of influencers kind of take that to their head and be like, okay, now I don't have to engage with my audience anymore because I already have 50,000 followers. So the followers are just going to keep coming. No, you still need to put in the work no matter how big your account is. Some of the most successful influencers out there are the ones that respond back to the comments, that answer their DMs. Obviously, if you have a count of like 1 million people, it's hard to get back to every single person. But even just getting back to a small fraction is already such a big step in the right direction.
Just a quick question. Are DMs, are they included in the algorithm kind of engagement thing? Would you be rewarded for sending DMs?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Just because I think Instagram would see that, hey, this person is interacting with their followers and these followers are coming back and engaging with them. So I think DMs are definitely something that's not to be overlooked because, again, it is another component of the Instagram platform that gets the users to use it more often and for longer periods of time.
Okay, perfect.
So
So dealing with time, how often should you be engaged then?
Yeah, so that brings me to the third point, which is consistency. So in terms of how often you should post, Instagram likes to see a pattern in your posting. So it doesn't matter if you post once, twice, 3 times per week. You just need to stay true to that so that, first of all, your followers know how often they should be expecting content from you. And they'll start to see a pattern. Oh, hey, Adam is posting every single Monday. So I can't wait to see an all aboard the freight train post this Monday. I'm stoked for that. So the Instagram platform loves to see that. And in terms of how often you should be using it, I mean, as often as possible in terms of engaging with your audience. But when it comes to posting, definitely stick to a schedule, commit to something that you know is realistic for you. So let's say it's every Monday, you're going to post something, or every Monday and Wednesday. Instagram will definitely reward that type of pattern-like behavior.
Okay, and I know we'll get into it more in the later specific classes, but should you do everything on one day? Maybe like a feed and then a story and then a thing, or should you get into a rhythm, a pattern?
So in terms of like the different components, like stories and posts and stuff, I wouldn't say do it all in one day. Just like don't put all of your, what is it, apples in one basket. That's probably not the same.
Apples, oranges, eggs.
Eggs. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So it's kind of the same idea here. Is in order to get that that constant engagement coming to your profile, it would be great if you could like make a post on Monday and then on Tuesday and Wednesday still have something on your stories. Stories are an amazing way to engage with your audience, and they're very effortless. You don't have to think as much as like a post in terms of creating a story. And it's also a great way to be more relatable to your audience, to keep them up to date with what you're doing in life. People like to see that, because if you're, yeah, sure, you may be posting every Monday, but they have no idea what's going on in your life the rest of the week. So they're not going to feel as connected to you. Whereas if every single day you're posting a story like, hey, what's up? This is what I ate for breakfast. Or, hey, let's say you're a travel Instagrammer. Like, oh, hey, today I'm not going to be on because I have a 12-hour flight. But if you still document that, people know what you're doing and they feel connected with you. They feel like they're living your journey right beside you. And they think it kind of creates almost like a friendship.
Okay. Are you, just a random question, are you a breakfast blogger, breakfast sharer?
Showing off my breakfast on Instagram, not necessarily, because I don't eat breakfast that early. I wake up early, but I usually wait until a little later in the day to start eating, like 10 or 11. But I do I love cooking. It's a huge passion of mine. So I definitely share a lot of the goodies I'm making, especially now during quarantine. That's like essentially all I'm doing. So it's definitely on my Instagram a lot right now.
Okay. Okay. Next, are we on number 4 now?
We're number 4 now.
Okay.
So the fourth point, this is so big, and this is so important to understand if you truly want to get that organic growth, is the use of hashtags. So a lot of people know what hashtags are. I would say everyone who has social media knows what a hashtag is, but not a lot of people understand how to use them correctly. And hashtags are honestly one of the biggest tools that you have to grow your Instagram organically for free and reach the audience that you're trying to reach. So we're going to have a whole other chat about hashtags because it's a little bit more complex, but to very briefly dive into it, you need to research hashtags in your niche. So if you're a female solo traveler, you need to search up hashtags that have to do with that. So maybe it's like hashtag femme travel, hashtag girls around the world, hashtag girls abroad. You can look. So Instagram has this really cool function where if you search one hashtag, they show you all of the related hashtags. So that's a great way to find a variety of different hashtags in your niche. And you want to use those hashtags so you're engaging the right people to come to your posts and to see your posts. Because at the end of the day, it's super important who you're bringing to your page. Because if I'm a female solo traveler and I'm posting all about that, and all of a sudden I use hashtags about like business or finance, these people are going to come to my page and they're going to be like, I'm not interested in this. And they're automatically going to leave. So I'm not going to retain any of the organic growth that I see through the hashtags. And one more brief point about hashtags is to take note of the amount of posts under that hashtag. So this is huge. You need to adjust the hashtags you use based on how big your Instagram account is. So if you have a following of, let's say, 5,000 people, and you're saying hashtag vacation, and hashtag vacation has 5 million posts, your post is going to get buried so deep in that hashtag that no one is going to see it. So if you have an account of 5,000 followers, you want to go for hashtags that have like maybe 100,000 posts, a little bit less, a little bit more, mix and match, but within a very reasonable range where you have a chance of people actually discovering your post through that. Because obviously the bigger the hashtag, the more accounts using it, and the bigger accounts will always get pushed up to the top. So if you're a small creator, it's so important to look at those numbers and really see how many people are following that and use that to your advantage, because there's no point in using a hashtag if there's no posts, or if there's way too many posts. So you want people to see it.
Okay. So a hashtag seems like something that is worthy of a completely separate chat just on its own.
100%.
Okay, so the final point, fifth and final.
All right, fifth and last. This may sound a little bit cliche, but please don't click off. I swear this works. Be authentic. Instagram, as we said at the beginning of this chat, is so overly saturated of people doing the same thing just because they see it works. They see, oh, hey, this person is posting these types of photos and they're getting engagement, so I'm going to do the same thing. But that's not authentic, and people aren't going to connect with that, because passion is something that people can really see through on your Instagram account, and you want to be as relatable and as raw as possible so people truly they connect with you in sort of a deeper way, and they're motivated by you, they're inspired by you, and they want to keep coming back. They want to hear your unique story, not your made up story. And trust me, people are going to see through it. And a huge component of Instagram, but this also translates to YouTube, is relatability. People want to relate to you. Even if you're living a completely different lifestyle, we're all humans. We all go through similar emotions or times through our lives. So if you're comfortable with it, document those times in your life too. Some of the most successful Instagrammers and YouTubers are the ones that really show those raw moments in their life. So I think that's really important to do as well on the platform. And I'm not saying you have to film like the birth of your baby or you crying in tears. But let's say you're a travel influencer. You definitely do want to like talk about some of the bad sides of traveling. Like, oh, hey, my flight just got delayed and now I have to sleep overnight in this dirty airport. That type of content is very relatable to people. And so you don't have to go out and wear your heart on your sleeve and tell people your deepest, darkest secrets. You just need to show a little less of the perfect side, because the Instagram is known and often criticized for being too perfectionist, too fake. So you want to break out from that and be a little bit more authentic.
Okay, I believe that you just peeked open Pandora's box a little bit there. You teased lots of tiny little things. I'm going to set myself a challenge. So at the moment, I'm on 2,645 followers.
Okay.
I'm going to listen to all of your advice. I'm going to implement it from now until the end. I don't think I will have 1 billion by the end, but I want to see my growth as well. So this is a real-time test for everybody.
Yeah.
I would love other people as well to send in their numbers, and then we can track their progress as well.
Of course. And I think it's something that's really important to remember is that growth on Instagram is gradual. You're not going to get an extra, like, let's say 1,000 followers overnight. That's just not realistic. But I think during this journey of implementing these different strategies and experimenting with your page, even just getting a few followers or even getting a few comments on your post from somebody that you don't know, so somebody that's like a new follower, that's a huge success. So definitely, to everybody listening to this who wants to implement these strategies, celebrate yourself on the little successes, because baby steps. Soon 2 new followers to your page will become 4, and then 8, and then 16. It's going to multiply, and it's a gradual road, but just stick true to it. If you want it bad enough, you'll get it. Yeah.
That was a beautiful message to finish with. I like it. Thank you so much for coming today. And you say next week? How do you feel
next
about
week,
next
let's do
week?
it.
Perfect. Okay, hopefully you had a pen and paper there and you were taking notes. If not, watch the replay. Next week, we will dive into one of those 5 points. Super deep dive, analyzing how to, what to, when to, everything. So I hope you got a ton of information from that. Hello to Ryan and Diego. Thank you very much for the hellos. And hopefully we will see you guys next week. As for the rest of this week, we have one more live on Friday. I am super excited about it. It is a live performance. I believe it's at 12 noon, but check on worldpackers.com for the times. Live performance, definitely won't want to miss it. And as we say, next week, even more information on boosting your social media and your Instagram account. Thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you on Friday.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks for having me.